Good morning. I wanted to come to you to share some quick tips and strategies on how you can work with your child at home to teach foundational skills. Foundational skills are those core things that we need when we start preschool, like knowing the letters of the alphabet, the numbers, 0 through 9, those core numbers, colors, basic shapes. So how can you begin to help your child develop those foundational skills at home when you're working with your child? Well, one way is through uh, the things that they encounter on a daily basis. If your child goes with you to the grocery store, the supermarket, we want to encourage you to help them uh, use the materials that are common to them in everyday life, like cans and maybe a jar of milk, fruits and vegetables. You can use these to help identify colors. You can use them to help them count. They can count the cans, right? They can even say maybe what letter that thing starts with, like corn. Corn starts with the letter C. So using basic things at home that you don't have to have the materials that we have at school, like flashcards and workbooks, you can use everything that you use at home to teach those same skills, to help them identify what letter does this start with? What sound does that make? Can you count the cans? What color is the grape jelly? Okay. Another thing that we can do to help with those sounds are toy microphones. If your child is vocal, if your child is semi-vocal, use headphones so they can hear themselves. Use a microphone to amplify that sound because sometimes they cannot hear to process the sound correctly. So if they're trying to begin to say words, beginning to say sounds, practice with a toy microphone and it will actually give them that feedback and they can hear themselves make the sound. Okay, if your child is having some struggles with eyes and visual impairment, they may not be visually impaired, but maybe it may be a challenge. They may need glasses. It may be a struggle to look at the screen, to focus in. We highly recommend using text. Here's a little texture book, and you can use textures that you find in everyday home, like bubble wrap. You can cut out letters out of bubble wrap. You can use things like um, um, fabrics on the cloth, different types of material like that, maybe gift wrapping paper, okay, foil, uh, maybe an old sweater that you're not using, you can cut it and then make shapes, shape the letters or make the shapes out of that, and then they can feel it. So if they're having a hard time with being able to really see it and conceptualize it visually, help them with the texture. If they can touch it and hear it and see it, then that will help them to reinforce the concepts. Okay, so we want to encourage you. Uh, Number one, we're always going to encourage you to read to your child. And every activity that you do at home, simple things like cooking, cleaning, vacuuming, all of those can be opportunities to teach foundational skills, to teach letters, to teach counting principles, to teach colors, to teach shape, to teach sequence. First, I open the bag, then I put it into the pot. Sequence, the steps in the order. Okay, so we encourage you to do that. Practice those things at home. You don't have to have a lot of fancy, expensive equipment. You don't have to go out and buy things. You can use things that you find in your everyday home or that you can, little toys that you may already have to help to reinforce those skills at home. So again, thank you so much for taking the time to tune in and listen. We're going to share some more tips and strategies with you, but this was just a quick tip on how you can reinforce and help build those foundational skills, teaching letters, counting principles, colors, and shapes. We'll see you later. Bye, friends.